Wysteria, energy, twister. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Legends of Britany and the Saints. Corseul the Accursed. The town of Corseul has sunk into insignificance, and its failure to achieve prosperity is said to be due to its covert hostility to Saint Maulo, or, as he is more correctly called, Mashutes. Coming to Britanny on missionary enterprise, the saint found that Christianity had not penetrated to the district of Corseul, where the old pagan worship still obtained. He therefore decided that his work must lie chiefly among the curiosolites of that land, and determined that his first celebration of Easter Mass there should take place in the very centre of the pagan worship. The temple of Holt Bisharan. The people of the district received him coldly, but without hope and hostility, and he and his monks prepared for the Christian festival in the pagan shrine, to find to their dismay that they had omitted to bring either chalice or wine for the Eucharist. Several of the monks were sent into the town to buy these, but in all Corseul they could find no one willing to sell either cup or wine, because of the hostility of the idolatrous folk of the place. At last the saint performed a miracle to provide these necessities, but he never forgot the insult to his religion, and while he founded monasteries broadcast over his diocese, he avoided Corseul, and as Christianity became more and more universal, the pagan town gradually paid the penalty of its enmity to the cause of Christ. The next is St Keenan. Saint Keenan, 6th century, was surnamed Colodoc, or he who loves to lose himself, a beautiful epitome of his character. As in so many instances in the chronicles of Breton hagiology, confusion regarding Saint Keenan has arisen among the multiplicity of chronicles. He seems to have been a native of Connaught, whence he crossed into Wales and became a disciple of Gildas. He was told to go forward, carrying a little bell, until he reached a place called Rosnies, where the bell would ring of itself, and there he would find the rest. He asked Gildas to provide him with the bell, but the abbot could only supply him with a small piece of metal. Keenan, however, blessed this, and it grew until it was large enough for a good bell to be cast from it. Thus equipped, the saint set out, and journeyed until he reached an arm of the sea, where he sat down on the grass to rest. While lying at his case, he heard a herdsman call to his fellow, "Brother, have you seen my cows anywhere?" "Yes," replied the other, "I saw them at Rosniers." Rejoicing greatly at finding himself in the vicinity of the place he sought, Keenan descended to the shore, which has since been called by his name. Greatly athirst, he struck a rock with his staff, and water gushed forth in answer to the stroke. Taking ship, he crossed the firth and entered a little wood. All at once, his extreme joy, the bell he carried commenced to tinkle, and he knew he had reached the end of his journey, the valleys of Rosniers, afterward St. David's. Later deciding to cross to Britanny with his disciples, Keenan dispatched some of his company to beg for corn for their journey from a merchant at Llandigo. They met with a gruff refusal, but the merchant mockingly informed them they could have the corn if they carried off the whole of his barge load. When the saint embarked, the barge broke its moorings and floated after him all the way. He landed at Kildare, where he built a monastery, which he enriched with a copy of the Gospels transcribed by his own hand. The fatal contest between King Arthur and Modred, his nephew, caused Keenan to return to Britain, and he is said to have been present at the Battle of Camelot and to have comforted Guinevere after the death of her royal husband, exhorting her to enter a convent. He afterward returned to Clydea, where he died. The monastery fell into ruin, and the place of his burial was forgotten. To one night, an angel appeared in a vision to one of the inhabitants of Clydea, and bade him exhume the bones of the saint, which he would find at a certain spot. This the man did, and the relics were recovered. A fragment of them is preserved in the Cathedral of St Brouec. St Keenan is popularly known in Britanny as St Kay or St Quay. There's two more interesting saints from Britanny times. When they say they went back to Britain, they do mean they went back to Great Britain from Britanny, because it's different. Thank you for listening, and many blessings.
Wysteria, energy, twister.